What's up, Jay?
What's
There
up,
you
Kevin?
go.
How you doing, man?
Good. It's good to meet you.
Good to meet you also. I'm a huge fan, I'll say that.
Really? Oh man, I really appreciate that. And by
Wonderful.
huge, you mean you're stacked.
That too.
I was looking at your page. I was like, damn. When you can't, why can't you make it as a model? Like, why do you got to sell anything?
Oh man, my dad he tells me that all the time. But man, since I've been studying copywriting over the past few months, I mean it's amazing. It's like a whole
That's
world I wish I knew about a few years, 10 years ago.
cool. That's exciting. So, give us some history. You're a fitness trainer, I guess, and now you're wanting to take it from one-on-one online, like many have done before you. Is that basically it? What led you here?
Yeah. So in a nutshell, I've been a online fitness coach, nutrition coach over the past year. Do a little bit of in person at the gym, and the biggest thing for me, I've dibbled and dabbled in having different coaches in the fitness realm, but I've
Hmm.
noticed that there's a lot of tactics. Everybody's talking about different funnels, but I've started to notice that the copywriters of these big companies are really what's driving the needle, moving the needle forward for them. So I've
Right.
never really understood how to put my messaging out there to get the right people into my business. And I'm just at that point now where I want to find something that's stable, a skill that I can believe in and be able to make predictability when it comes to my income. And I see
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
copywriting is not going anywhere.
That's the truth. Yeah, and it just makes everything better, all business communication better, right? It really is kind of like an ability to turn on the spigot when you can have an idea and express it and have it resonate. It's powerful. And the other thing I'll tell you, Jay, if you don't have it already, are you building a community on? You said you've been coaching online for years, so you probably do like a Facebook group and things like that where you're in dialogue with people you're helping.
100%. So over the past year, I went from 0 to 1,200 in my Facebook group, and
Wow,
my email list, I have about 2,600. Yep. And so the
fantastic.
past 2 weeks since I jumped into Copy Chief, I've been doing an email a day.
Great,
Absolutely.
great. Action taker. I love it. I gotta say, fitness pros are always really great at marketing because you take that same determination and work ethic that it took to build the kind of body you have into this. And I see that that's very common that you excel at it. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you found it too, man. It's exciting. All right. So today we want to help you look at this lead magnet. And again, just give us some history now of this. What's the purpose of it? How's it new compared to other things you've been doing? And what do you want us to focus on for the review today?
Okay. So prior, I was pretty much doing a lot of advertisement, sending people from cold traffic, mini chat to a webinar. And the whole concept behind what my coaches had me doing is just messaging people inside of Messenger to
Hmm.
get them on a phone call.
Okay.
And it's basically like door to door sales, because they don't know anything about me unless they've
Right.
been following me for months.
Right.
And it pretty much burnt me out. I wanted something that's a little bit more steady, where people already know me, they understand my beliefs and my concepts. And so by the time they jump on a call with me, they're more hip to how I structure things. Just the
Okay.
same way as your phone. You have a 4x6. I went through that, bought that, and I was like, man, this is amazing. Jumped inside a Copy Chief the same week.
Awesome. Love it. Exactly. Nurture content. Give them, have them meet you with some kind of commitment. $8, like show me you really want to learn something, over deliver with value, and the right people will want to go further. It's that simple, right? And then it's just a game of volume.
Right.
Love it. Okay, cool. So with this lead magnet, now how are people coming to this in your funnel?
Right now, it's organic. Instagram, my Facebook group. I'll do a Facebook Live video, 5 to 10 minutes, and offer that. They'll have to comment, so they have to engage with me, and then I'll send it to them in Messenger. And then after they get this new lead magnet, because I had some help from some people inside of Copy Chief. Sorry, I can't remember you guys' names, but
I think Rachel Kraft helped you a little bit with it.
Rachel, phenomenal. Like I tossed the other league man that I had for over a year. And
Love it.
so
She's the
once
pro.
people she is once people opt into this new lead magnet, mistakes lead magnet, they have to go through my lead magnet to be able to book a call with me. And so that call is where I sell people. But once we get done with understanding, once I get a clear understanding on how to build a short sales page for my $19 product, then from there, I'm going to put that as the link at the bottom of my lead magnet. So they purchase that first, and then they'll be able to jump on a call with me next.
Okay,
So
cool.
you kind of get the journey, the journey.
Yeah,
how,
I do. Okay, cool. And so I want to look at it, but I just, because I kind of know my thoughts I want to share about it.
Mhm.
And so how's it resonating now? The lead magnet.
I actually I finished it up probably less than a week ago, and I've already gotten, people are responsive to it. I've gotten 70 leads, all organic, over the
Great.
past 5 or 6 days. I've had, I want to say about 2 or 3 people to book phone calls just from the lead magnet, and with the short email sequence that I have along with the lead magnet to book
Great.
a call.
And the big promise of the lead magnet is what?
Them understanding the mistakes that they're going through as far as weight loss. And so I give them 5 different mistakes that people overlook. And then after my 5th mistake, I roll into my story and then give them the new opportunity, which is my unique selling mechanism, which is the cyclical fasting. It's just carb cycling and fasting put together.
Okay. Love it. And is that something unique to you that you named, that if somebody Googled it, they would lead them back to you? Or is it a little more general in the marketplace than that?
Yeah, it all leads back to me. I have the
Okay.
domain name and everything.
Fantastic. Love it. Great. Awesome. That's important. Okay, cool. So let's take a look. Mike posted it, so everybody has been seeing it. This is the cover. So this is the actual lead magnet. This is the page where they would come to download, right?
Right. And you'll notice that I tweaked the copy just a little bit after having more feedback. And so I didn't tweak the copy inside of the top of the lead magnet yet.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
As long as it's congruent enough, which it is.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So big promise, common promise. And so the important thing here, Jay, is like people are going to resonate with you. You're a cool guy. You're fun to talk to. Like I trust you immediately, just meeting you. I can tell you have good intentions. You're living the proof of the results of your own system, which are great. I saw in here that you share a lot of before and after in these kinds of stories. I might consider putting some of that on this page. I love a simple page that does nothing. You know, you can't give people a million reasons to decide if they want this or not. If you look at my 60-second sales hook page, it's all you can do is, oh, I'm in like Dean Jackson taught me, you know, a landing page for a lead magnet should be like a number next to your hotel room. All you need to know is, oh, I'm in the right room, and then walk in, right? However, it'd be interesting to maybe put some of the proof, the before and afters and stuff on this page and test that. Okay. And I think that, and also maybe at least a picture of you, I think too, presented by Jay Jackson. Like, you know, this is, you know, you can be also the congruent thing they see. They know you from the Facebook group, or they've seen you on a video. Like you said, right now it's all organic. So it'd be good for them to come to this page and know undoubtedly, oh, this is Jay's thing. This is not him endorsing something else, or he's not sending me into a weird place. They need to know they're still with you because you're the one they trust, right?
Got it. Absolutely.
So that's a big one. Congruency, we call it congruency throughout the funnel with images of you, logos, things like that, that they're like, okay, it's a check that I'm still in the right place. So I would look to put your photo at the top of all of these. I'd like to see you here in this sharing space somewhere in this deck of the headline on both places. And I think it's great, man. I think, you know, the shocking mistakes and all that, you know, Truth About Abs Forever was the ad that couldn't be beat, you know, when media buying was still in its infancy. I don't know if you ever saw that, but like, remember Truth About Abs was I remember Mike Geary was putting like $1 million a month in traffic towards that simple little ad, and it couldn't be beat. And it was just the simplest. Or it was like the what was the other one? The one weird food. That was the one that couldn't be beat. The one weird food that you eat that allows you to lose weight and does all these things, and people just couldn't resist that curiosity, right? So this has that similar curiosity that's really effective. And so, you're getting to them quickly. I love it. I can scroll through here and learn a lot about you. Now you're introducing yourself, telling your story. I love you guys that are super fit, where I'm like, man, I would kill for the before photo. You're like, look at how, I don't know how I lived like this. It was so embarrassing to leave the house.
Right, absolutely.
It kills me. But then you got some people you've coached who, obviously a little more real world, came a little further, and fantastic. So men, women. And so who's your ultimate avatar that, who's been your best client up until now, Jay?
And I'd have to say men anywhere between 40 to about 45. That's it. That tends to be the sweet spot. And they actually do have a family. At first, I didn't think about that, but these guys normally they're fathers.
So the dad bod thing could really be a way to resonate for you, right?
100%.
In fact, my wife said the other day, we passed a sign on the street. It said dad bod to rad bod. And to me, it was like, that's kind of passe, but she's like, that's a really good hook. So for her, it was like, she's like, well, I know exactly what it means. It's catchy. And that's, if I had, maybe she was hinting at me, you might want to stop in there, but so dad bod is something, obviously it is a good dog whistle. It's like, immediately it's like, yeah, all right. It says it all. But your excuse is built in. Hey, I'm a dad. I'm busy. I got kids. I haven't been to the gym, but you do want to do something about it,
Right.
So definitely reverse engineer who's been buying up until now and think about them when you're writing. So to me, the next thing you can do here to take this to the next level is to come up with what we call a big idea. And I linked for you. Let me give it to you. I was showing earlier how to, if you just go to the forum and type in, do that find and type in big idea.
Todd has a training on.
That's what it is. Todd Brown.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Yeah. Check that out. And we do a bunch of, I'll tell you that I'm going to put it in the chat here, and you can click on it and have it open. The thing about big ideas, man, is it's one of the hardest things to even just comprehend. And you'll see, and when Todd came into our community, which are all smart, dialed in copywriters, and did big idea critiques, still a lot of people had trouble understanding, did they actually have a big idea, or was it just more like a headline or a bit of a hook, right? So you've got a hook in these 5 mistakes. That's a good hook. But right now, there's nothing that says to me, oh, this changes everything. Like, I don't know if I know what this is. Now, your unique mechanism contains that. The cyclical, what did you call it?
Cyclical fasting.
Cyclical fasting. And like you said, that's yours. That's your unique mechanism. They're only going to find you when they search that. So I would say your next challenge, watch Todd's big idea training. Look at all the parts. Is it intellectually interesting? Does it have the unique mechanism? All those ingredients, and do some brainstorming. And you can even start a whole thread about this and get some help from the Chiefs. What would be your big idea that, hey, nothing's going to work until you figure out cyclical fasting. You may have tried other kinds of fasting. You may have tried all the fad diets, extreme diets, and the weight just comes back and blah, blah, blah. Cyclical, maybe it's something behind, maybe it's not even like cyclical fasting itself. It might just be one part of why that's effective. What is I remember John Benson, great fitness writer, had a great hook once. He called it the, it was like what was it? The switch. What was it like? Remember John Benson's? It was like he talked about the fat gene, which was a great one, but then there was just something else about the switch.
Hmm.
The metabolic switch. Yeah, I think he called it, right. And it was just
Yeah.
something in, so think about things like people that, increasing your metabolism, all these things that people relate to. They go, oh yeah, like you can, anybody who's done a diet that is meant to increase your metabolism, you can actually feel it when it's happening, right? You get this, you're like, wow, I'm like super hungry. And so you're eating, all these things. Think about your clients and the things they tell you and the things they report that they feel like, I think it's working because of this. And name it, and then, put your science coat on and go, what's the thing that's happening here that really makes it work, and how can I phrase this in a way that almost tells you what it is but makes you need to go find out because you're curious.
That's one thing that I was curious about. If I should put that unique mechanism, the cyclical fasting, towards the top of the lead magnet, or a little bit below my story,
Mm-hmm.
because basically I just, once they see my story, once they read it, it goes into cyclical fast, and I give them some understanding on what it is. I even read the Eat Stop Eat sales page with Brad, and so I took a lot of his ideas and concepts on how he would break people's beliefs
Mm-hmm.
about why fasting works. And
Yep.
then from there, they click the link and they'll eventually go to my sales page to buy.
Yeah, I think you just like feel your way around it and
Mhm.
let it evolve. Like, what's the next small step? So I would definitely test that.
Okay.
Again, I'd say the next step is, I wouldn't rush to change it because you just released it and it's working and it's a good lead magnet. But the reason I know there's a next level to this is it's just a common promise. 5 mistakes is like they can Google that and countless pages will come up, right? So we're not unique yet, but because people like you and they're resonating with you, learning the 5 mistakes as you would point them out and tell people what to do is the value. It's you, Jay. It's not the 5 mistakes, and that's the good news, because like I said, this whole theme today has been how to have no competition is to go be all of you all the time in the biggest way possible, right?
Right.
So that's really good news for you, and that means that you get to experiment and test and do all these things, and none of it's going to set you back. You'll always have you, and even if the hook isn't perfect, you're still going to get engagement and you're still going to be progressing, but you're going to get a little better every time and a little closer to it every time. And I
Right.
think definitely nailing the big idea will be the breakthrough. And it may be calling out cyclical fasting directly. I think certainly anybody who's really striving to find something new and hasn't heard of that, that alone is going to make them want to click and find out what's going on here. And then what's the promise we can make about it? Is it, different from other types of fasting because you don't have to fast as long, because it fires your metabolism faster. It gives you sustained energy where there's dips in other one, whatever it is. What
Right.
are the advantages to cyclical fasting that other types of fasting don't have? So,
Right.
think of that, your unique mechanism, and as your baby. And it's like, how do I protect this thing and nurture it to go take on life and be bulletproof, because it's similar.
Yep. I love that, because that's one thing that I feel like does set me apart. I see a lot of trainers that opt in as well because they
Oh
want
yeah.
to see what it is. But is it possible? I'm not sure how much time we have, but is it possible that we could glance over the short sales page that I have? Because I was just curious
Yeah,
about how the bullet process works with features and benefits.
sure.
Curiosity.
Which page is that?
It's cyclical fasting / mistakes. I believe I put it in there.
I think, yeah, I think Mike posted it here earlier. I'm just trying to scroll up. Here we go. Got it.
I mean, not mistakes. Cyclical fasting.
Oh, because that's just
That's the lead magnet. How
what's
come
the sales
I
page?
wonder if I can just grab it and
Yeah,
post it.
just post it in there and I'll.
All right, give me about 25 seconds.
Is it just cyclical fasting? I got
Well,
cyclical. Oh
well,
no, that's just.
this particular sales page is It's going to be cyclical fasting, but I don't know what the / URL is. But I'll have it in about 15 seconds.
Okay, cool.
I just have to go inside of ClickFunnels and grab it. All right. Come on, here we go. Got the URL. Here I come, Copy Cheese fam. All right, about to drop it in now. All right, you'll see it, cyclical fasting.
Order page. Okay, cool. Here we go. I'll just take a look.
Yeah, I threw that together a few days
Cool.
ago.
Yep. Without constant hunger, complicated diet rules are forcing you to give up the food you love. So yeah, all the promises are there. I mean, it looks good. It looks legit. There's you. That's good. Here's what you'll get. And this is now for me to buy. This is the $20 product you were talking about?
Yes. Yep. It'll be 19. And then I'm thinking about putting like a workout routine on the back end.
Yeah.
$27 or something like that.
Yeah. You could just do an order bump right on this page, probably.
Yep. 100%.
And then you could test the 97 upsell from there. It's a pretty common, successful flow. Yeah, dude, this all looks good.
How do you feel about the order page being a 2-step with them not seeing the price up front? They'll have to enter their name and email before they see it. Kind of like jump out of the cart and don't purchase.
Right. So you can get some stick on abandonment. Yeah.
Right. Abandoned cart.
I don't think that's bad. So right now, that's what you're doing here. That they have to fill this out before they can see the
price. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And are you what kind of abandonment are you seeing on that?
I haven't made it go live yet. I wanted to get a little bit of feedback on the bullets. I know I'm going to make some tweaks. I just wrote out like 50 of John Carlton's bullets, and I was like, I need to make a few adjustments to my bullets.
That's that philosophy, right? Do the work. You're not afraid to do the work. I might ask for other opinions on this. Like I would definitely, I would reach out to Mike Renard, who's my media buyer, my Facebook ads guy. Mm-hmm. He's more into the testing of these kinds of things, like where to put the price or when to grab the email and all that stuff. If anybody here is in the thick of testing those kinds of things, I would welcome them. I think, again, it's just something to test. I think the price is right. I think you could even go to $7.97, but I think $19 and this is all a PDF. Do they get videos or anything with it?
Just all PDF, step by step. Like it's all laid out for them.
Yeah. I might talk a little bit more on this page about how it works. You're just kind of mentioning it here, but I want to feel like I'm buying something like a revolutionary way to eat and go about my business that I've never understood before, And so I might spend a paragraph or two just explaining cyclical fasting and why it's different. The USP of cyclical fasting,
So would you say I elaborate on both fasting and carb cycling, or paint more of a story?
I don't know that I would maybe say that you've probably heard of these and tried them on their own in various ways. I've combined them with other elements based on my personal clients. This is the discovery. This is the breakthrough. And by the way, if you haven't done 60-second sales hook, it'd be really great to do it with this, because the discovery is the hardest part for people, but you have it. It's the cyclical fasting. So it's identity, struggle, discovery, result. You've got the discovery. And this is how you want to, the art of getting a good 60-second sales hook is getting your discovery where it's clear it's proprietary, and you can see that the person did a lot of work to come up with it. So there's proof there. You know what I'm saying? So that was basically a little 60-second sales hook type paragraph right here before the bullets is what I think would be helpful. Let's see in the comments here what David Power was saying. Yeah, I would just, if you can, Jay, I would split test a 1-step versus 2-step. If you can just test it, split test. If you get enough traffic to it, just to see. Like if people are just not wanting to give their email before they know the price and what they're getting into, then it's not going to be worth it
That's true.
to have those non-buyer leads, as opposed to, you know, obviously if people are more comfortable and they're ready to go based on what they see on the page, and they're just, you know, if you can break even on buyer leads, man, that's all day, right? It's just put as much money towards it as you can to get free leads, essentially.
Yeah, after doing the research, just looking at guys like Thomas DeLauer and, you know, other guys that are, you know, giving out $19, $20 not lead magnets, but ebooks, they don't do the 2-step. But I'm pretty sure they retarget. I think I even seen Thomas DeLauer's retargeting after
Yeah,
I checked
that's the
out.
key too, right? Is if you're going to have Facebook ads, YouTube ads, other things in place where you can make use of that pixel, awesome, and you can start collecting that now. But if you're not set up to have that pixel fire when they hit this page and when they give the email, and create lookalike audiences and retarget and all that stuff yet, then I would just be going for the sale.
Got it.
And look to say, because I think that the more immediate challenge, the bigger win is going to be, how can I make this page, you know, convert to where $20 seems like a dream come true for all I'm promising, and let that be the guide that forces you to get the copy up to the level where it achieves that, rather than this potential someday idea of, if I retarget, hopefully it'll, and you don't know those numbers yet. That's the immediate result you can get, is how's this page converting on a $20 offer?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool, man. This was great. I hope it was helpful, and
I appreciate it.
you're an action taker, and man, again, like I always say this, but you doing a hot seat like this helps all of us in a big way. And so what I would do now, Jay, is start posts for both the sales letter, and if you want the landing page for the lead magnet. And you can, you know what, maybe we're going to clip this out, this hot seat, and we can provide you with the link to that clip. And if you want to post it at the beginning of those threads to say, hey, if you want context, I was on the hot seat, these were the takeaways and the things I'm working on. And from there, let's all continue the discussion. What do you see that I could improve? And just use your own filter on the feedback you get. Some of it will be resonate, others will be like, but there's no bad advice. It's just different people's takes, you know? So
Absolutely.
that's how we all grow. And if you'll report back the results, that's how we all get smarter about what's working.
Oh, I will. 100%.
Awesome.
I appreciate this, Kevin. It was great.
It was my pleasure, man. It was great getting to know you, and I can't wait to see how it does for you.
Absolutely. All right, now I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, everybody. Great Chief Chat. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.